Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. I will give y'all a minute to get in. Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. This is not going to be a specific video. I'm going to be just talking about a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff going on. Okay, so I'm going to give y'all 1 minute to see who's coming in. So I'll have to keep repeating myself. And unfortunately, I am doing my chores in the kitchen, so y'all going to be hearing background noise. But if y'all can't hear me clearly, let me know. Grand Rising, Lisa. I'm going to be talking about a few topics. One of the main topics I want to talk about is the fact that I was just arguing with the AI this morning. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, I asked the AI, do corporations and the rich get special treatment in situations? And the chat program said no. So I'm yelling it's like fucking 6 o'clock this morning and I'm yelling at this stupid chat box. And I'm like, it's a computer. Why are you letting it get you so upset? But I was like, damn, even the computer has been trained to lie now because you know damn well that is a world where class is in play, right? So if you're going to lie to me about something as small as that, where do we go from here? So I do want to say, let me talk to y'all about your court cases. If you are using these AI programs, you need to know, I just read a report where the lawyers were getting sanctioned or citations, for using AI fictitious case studies. So if you are getting your case study from the chat boxes that you use, like ChatGPT, Grok, or Venice, or what was the other one? Whatever the Google thing is, whatever these chat boxes are, if you're using them to give you information on your case studies, make sure you double checked that the case study is accurate. You don't want to just have them give you the case study, you copy it, and you put it in your filings without checking. Now, it seems like that's something that everybody should automatically know to do. But there was an article about, I forgot how many lawyers, but a lot of lawyers had got citations for putting the fictitious things up. So if the lawyers are doing that, then you can't be upset or get down on yourself if you get a citation. Because if you're paying for a program to help you do half the work, that's just like if you were paying for a paralegal. You expect it to do the job in which you're paying it for. So don't be upset about that. It's just gonna make your job a little bit harder. You're gonna have to really do your research and do the legwork on what you're trying to prove in court. So I just wanted to let y'all know that I had read that, and that's fucked up. Like, why would you make a fake ass case study? With these programs is crazy as shit. But I was thinking it's because it's racketeering, and we can't allow you to get this information that people paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to school to learn, and so that they can teach to make hundreds of millions of dollars, right? So you just got to think about it like that. You're welcome. I'm making sure that I'm telling y'all because I myself have used a case study from a chat program. I just checked my shit, right? Double check. one got through that wasn't wrong, so I had to submit something. I had the code wrong, so I had to go back and withdraw what I put in and then put the right code in. So it's just steps that you want to take now, so you don't have to do it later. And I'm just trying to get y'all heads up. Give me 1 second. It's 68 degrees now. I can't do Sorry, I'm back. Another thing I wanted to talk about is when you guys do your taxes. If you do your taxes, if you're doing specialty taxes, is what I should say, not your regular W-2 taxes that people file every year. If you're doing specialty taxes and you hire a coach to do it for you, you need to make sure that the coach that's doing your taxes is a CPA or an accountant. This shit is serious because I just talked to somebody who let somebody file their taxes, their specialty taxes, and a year later they came back and told her that they had fraudulently filed it. So I had to tell her to go into call the IRS and just get an agent to go over everything that's been filed in your name to see if there's any kind of punishments, I guess I would say, if she filed something wrong. So I'm telling y'all that when you file your taxes, you need to make sure it's you doing it. You can have a coach that is with you while you're filling everything out, but you need to be the one that's putting the ink on the paper. And the reason why I say this is because if something does go wrong, when you contact the IRS, you will be able to tell them what you filled out and why you filled it out. You'll have a copy of what you sent off, so you can just read it to them down the line. But if you get somebody to, oh my God, I'm so hungry. Sorry, y'all. I'm distracted. I'm easily distracted. But if you have a copy of what you filed, when you're on the phone with the IRS agent, you can line for line tell them what you did. Line for line tell them what you did. Okay, that's very important. And you'll have an understanding of why you did what you did. So I know there's a lot of y'all out there who got dinged for fraudulent filing, but I don't want y'all to run and hide when that happens. When you get a fraudulent filing, or what was the other one? What was the other one? Fraudulent filing. Whatever, the IRS be saying so much shit. But whatever the other one is, all you got to do is correct it. You can always correct and you can always withdraw. So those are the two most important things that I would tell y'all, is to not panic if you get a fraudulent filing, and that you can always correct what you filed if you've made a mistake, or withdraw with what you filed if you made a mistake. So don't be scared to call them, okay? We all get excited and we know that we are not trained to do this stuff, so we easily want to pay somebody to do it for us, but that's not. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. I have lupus, so I have like these flashes and these whiffs of extreme fuckery in my health. And it's like I'm about to pass out and throw up, and it's just bad. But it passes very quickly. So if I tell y'all to hold on, just give me a second. But anyway, I wanted to make sure that I told y'all how important it is for you not to panic in those situations. Um, uh, so that's what I was talking about. Sorry, I'm chewing in y'all ear. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Sorry, I had to go back to the other channel. I'm doing live from two different channels. But what I was saying, thank Lisa for saying that. I keep on forgetting I have a chronic disease and I be trying to do everything uh like everybody else, and it doesn't work for me like that. But anyway, I was having a conversation with my daughter yesterday, and I said to her, you know, I successfully raised all of my kids. They're all grown now. The youngest is the 24. So I said to her, I've done my job with y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and trust my work, but right now is my time to live my best life, go out and do exactly what it is that I wanted to do that I couldn't do because I was focusing on my kids. So I said, I'm not going to stifle myself no more. I'm not going to be cautious of my actions anymore because they now have their lives to live as adults and they can decide how they want to live it. But I told my daughter, I am war. I was born war and I'm going to die war. And she said, well, I understand that you can't stand down when you know something is wrong. I get the injustice part, but why do you have to make yourself a target to be killed and shit? And I was like, no, it's okay. I coded myself. I can't be murdered this time. And she said, well, how is that possible? I said, everything ain't for everybody. And you will only understand certain things when the time is right for you to understand it. And I'm telling y'all this so I can explain to y'all what happened the other day with me and my husband. It took me a couple of days to be able to talk to y'all about it because I was so fucking mad. And I made a promise to myself that I won't get upset no more. I won't argue no more. But when you know something is right or true, and it don't matter how many people try to convince you that it's not true. When they tell you that your signature and your social covers all debts, right? And then you ask these corporations or these agencies and they say, no, that's not true. When I came into this information in 2022, remember we told y'all we was living in our car. We was living in our car. We was trying to figure out how the fuck the pandemic destroyed our life like this. And we started reading and we started learning all this stuff. So what we told y'all was the first thing we started to experiment with was cars. Because we started reading all these things about what they can't do and all this shit. And we was like, fuck it, we're going to go try to apply for all these cars. So for me, I always start at the top, right? So I went for a Ford F-5100. It was $110,000. Me and my husband applied for it. We got rejected for it. Cool beans. We went to apply for an additional car that a Santa Fe. Now the Ford truck was the same year, so it was a brand new truck. The Santa Fe was an older vehicle. I think it was about 7 years old when we went to apply for it. Same dealership, different vehicle, and we got denied for that one. So we was like, okay. I had got an email a week after that, and the email said, congratulations on your purchase of your Ford F-100 truck. So I says to my husband, why the fuck did I get this email if we didn't leave with a truck? And my husband said, oh, that's probably automatic spamming. So I let it go, even though I knew it was wrong. I knew it was wrong. I knew that they sent me that fucking email because I purchased a truck, right? Now we're going to move ahead 4 years later. It's 4 years later. 3 days ago, me and my husband get a phone call from Ford Motors in Motor City. And they said, we are calling to say happy anniversary on your 4 years with your S50, what is it, F5100? Oh, F-150. My bad, dog. Whatever, the expensive one. So I said, oh. Now, mind you, we was in the car riding, so I wasn't thinking to get my motherfucking recorder out. He said it twice. When he said, congratulations on your truck, and then he proceeded to say, and congratulations on your Santa Fe, that's when I had pulled out my phone and I said, okay, let me record this shit. Because he has now said this shit 4 times that I purchased these vehicles. He said, we're calling you because we sold you these vehicles. So I recorded it. And by the time I got the recorder out, I asked him to repeat everything again. And he tried to flim. He was like, well, sometimes it just be automatic. If you come in and you apply, we just go ahead and put you in there as buying a car. And so it's just an automatic basic thing. Bitch, that's not what you started the conversation with. So the reason why I'm bringing this conversation with my daughter is, if you know, you know. I know what y'all doing. I can point down the code, the law, the statute, and the act of what you're doing, why you're doing it, and how you're not supposed to be doing it. I can see the crime before it happened. That's why I said in 2022, we purchased that car. That's why, because they're so dumb, because they're not dumb, we are. Because they know we're so dumb that we would never ask the question of, why are you sending me a congratulations email for me purchasing a car I did not get approved for? Nobody's going to call and ask that question, because the fuck I didn't. But this shit right here, 4 years later, and you calling me to congratulate me on my anniversary of a car that I bought from you for that money. First of all, bitch, where my car? So now I'm thinking, okay, you got my car. Now, did my car go to somebody in a dealership, or did they just resell it again? It's so loaded. Like, I have to now go back and find on my credit report when this inquiry about my credit was done into 2022, so that I could track everybody who was involved, so we can go through arbitration. And I do have him on record saying that they sold me a F-150, whatever my husband just said. So I told her, my daughter, I'm not willing to sit down no more. I'm not willing to worry about if I'm gonna be gunned down no more because y'all grown. And to be honest, lupus could have took me out in 2015. That's when the doctors told me I was gonna die. So I'm still here. Technically, babe, how many years ago was that? That's 11 years now?
Yeah.
I'm 11 years past my death date. So if I survived when the doctors told me all of my organs have shut down, you will be dead in 2 years. Get all your affairs in order. If I survive that, why do I get to keep living in a closet? I should live out loud. So I'm telling my daughter, I won't shut up no more. I'm going to take all of these motherfuckers out. I don't care who stands in front of them, they will be taken out too. And whatever happens, happens. The reason why me and my husband have so many problems is because my husband knows the fuck that I'm not playing when I say that. And he said, I did not marry you to bury you. I have no intentions on being killed. None. But what I will not do is allow you motherfuckers to keep making millions off of me. I come from North Philly where we set niggas up for fun. It is my fucking joy to set people up. I just do it in a strategic way where it's going to benefit me and the ones I love. So I'm not going to back down on any of this. Whatever I teach y'all, whatever I fell at, I'm going to tell y'all failed. Whatever I win at, I'm going to tell y'all I won. But you're not going to be calling me 4 years later to tell me about $110,000 car plus a $50,000 car that you did not give me. Because that fucking debt is going to become due. And it's going to come due soon. So y'all can keep on letting these people profit off of y'all if you want. That's not me. And I had to tell my daughter, I know you're the youngest one, but the youngest one gets to watch everything, so you'll be the wisest one and the smartest one. You have every single thing that you need from me. But this part of me, you need to understand who this part of me is. And remember that fire in me. I will never back down. And I need y'all to start reading your contracts. And record everybody. I don't give a fuck about no law. These are your records. You can record whoever the fuck you want for your personal shit. It just won't stand up in court if you're not in a state where it's only a one-party consent. But fuck court. Our court is social media. Y'all need to remember that shit. Our court is social media. You can let those recordings loose online in your hood. You let these people know what these other people is doing to them behind the back. My God, what about the insurance company? That's when they said, no, it's cool to have it. Remember the motherfucker said, we had that on tape. If y'all go back a couple of years on our recordings, we had put up a recording that we called, they so corrupt. We called our insurance company for the car and we said, right here on our car note, it says that the financing company will cover all of our insurance and our services and maintenance. So why do we have you, have a good day, Gus. Why would we give you, hold on y'all, what'd you say, babe?
Money again.
Yeah, why are we paying you every month for insurance if our insurance is paid every month from the financing company? And he literally said to us, like in a joking way, it's good to have it in a glove box in case you get pulled over. He said it like it was nothing. Like it was just, it's Friday, y'all. TGF, whatever the fuck they say for Friday. He said it like you were saying, turn the water off. I'm like, dude, did you hear what you just said? I said, so we're going to cancel our insurance because we have insurance. He said, well, you know, if you ever want to have some insurance in your car in case you get pulled over, call us back.
It's like that.
Am I lying, Gus? Did that happen?
Yeah, it's like that man said, it's okay if you die. Just send us the bill.
Right. Sorry. Okay. Yes, that really did happen. We were on the phone with the student loan people. The student loan people was trying to come after my husband for a student loan. And my husband said, I can't afford that. So if I give you the payment for the student loan, then I will die. So you're calling me to kill me? And he said, no, 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 I don't want to kill you, sir. I don't want to kill you. He said, well, if I pay you this money, then I won't have the money for food. So which one is it? And he said, well, you have to pay this debt. So maybe you can go to a food bank or whatever for your food. So long story short, we had said something about, okay, when he dies, can the debt be canceled or something like that? And he didn't mean to do this. The agent did not mean to do this. He said, sir, when you die, just bring in your death certificate and we will clear the debt. Y'all got to let them talk. Y'all have got to let them talk because they will talk themselves into the truth. What he basically was saying is if you kill your all caps and you come in with a death certificate and you hand it to us, even if it's you, because your natural body flesh is different than your all caps, we'll cancel your debt. Now, for my YouTube subscribers who've been following me for the last almost 8 years, y'all know how me and my husband move. Y'all know how we investigate. And that's what we do. We learned that, I did a class on this a couple of years ago. If you kill your all caps, turn over your social security number, cancel out all of your documents, you can have your executor go to the vital records office and say that this person is no longer with us. You can receive a death certificate for that entity because you are the executor over the estate. And now that you have a death certificate, you can turn that death certificate in for, you know what I mean? Use your fucking common sense. You could turn that death certificate into, you know what I mean? Now, we already told you what the agent said for the student loan. If you have a death certificate, we'll cancel out your student loan. Just bring it in. What else do you use a death certificate for? If you kill the government name and the social security number tied to it, that means your straw man, your entity of corporation is over with. So you would be able to cash out, right? I ain't gonna say nothing else because first of all, that's a motherfucking class and I could charge y'all for that shit. People always talk about fake gurus this and grounded and guts be gatekeeping. How is that possible that y'all would ever say that I gatekeep? I literally tell y'all how to do every fucking thing on all of my videos. All you got to do is shut the fuck up and listen and pay attention and piece the puzzles together that I tell you I'm giving you. So if you didn't get that gem that I just motherfucking gave you, then you need to be where you are. Okay? So that was Monday morning free beans for y'all to come up. All you got to do is strategize. I told y'all, always be strategic in your planning. Set up that life insurance policy to whatever your desired need is for the policy. Make sure you are a secure party creditor. Make sure you have somebody as an executor to your estate. Make sure you have your trust set up and you do what you got to do. You know what I mean? Okay. Now, another thing that I was telling y'all about is the church. You have to set it up. If you're going Yamin, your Yamin, then you need a Yamin so you can Yamin. Now, I know what I'm saying is Philly talk, but this shit ain't that hard, you know what I mean? I hope y'all getting what I'm putting down. Things move. You ever heard of a gun trust? When you have a gun trust, all of that documenting your guns don't mean shit. You can have as many guns as you want. Nigga, I'm giving y'all all the fucking gems right now for free. Get you a gun trust. Get you a gun trust. You need a gun trust. You need a gun trust, right? Stop allowing these motherfuckers to know what's going on in your house. When you move in trust, everything is private. Everything is private. I keep telling y'all looking at these so-called wealthy people on these properties that they've had inherited. But what you're not seeing is how broke they are. They're so fucking broke. That's why they do criminal shit. The only reason why they don't lose their property is because it's in a fucking trust. Nobody can fuck with a trust as long as it's irrevocable. Okay? All these free information I'm giving y'all. It's probably happening because I'm about to retire. April will be my last month. I will not be doing any of this anymore. Okay? I have dedicated my life for 34 years as an advocate for my people, helping them get where they need to be in family and finance since I was 13 years old. Okay? I'm tired. I've survived lupus. I've survived having over 65 operations. I'm tired. I don't want to keep helping people. No one helps me, so I'm over it. Now, all of this stuff that I had to learn on my own, me and my husband, it was hard. It's hard to learn this stuff. It's hard to know how to properly put this together to execute it so you won't get flagged. And this is the only reason why we charge y'all. Because even if we tell you step by step what to do, what form to fill out, what form to take away, you still need to know how to put it in alignment. And that shit is important. Because you can have all your fucking ducks in a row and then forget one duck. So now your multi-million-dollar check is now held up and you can't get access to it. And you're going to be fighting for years trying to get your check turned over. It's not worth it. Another thing I want to tell y'all is I think y'all should start off slow. You know what? I can't even talk to y'all no more about the 909. I can't talk to y'all no more about the 909 because when me and my husband was talking about the 909, y'all know what I'm talking about. I can't say it because they flag me every time I say it. So one of our subscribers we was talking to yesterday, she said, in the middle of my husband reading the instructions for the 909, it just stopped working. No sound, it just cut us off. We did 6 parts to this IRS reading, and 2 of the videos have been removed on all platforms that we put it on. I got a flag saying that we were giving out terroristic information because we were telling you guys to read the instructions from the IRS. I don't understand how that can be labeled as terrorist information if it's the fucking information that they tell you to read, but that just tell you, of course I'm glitching now. Am I still glitching, y'all? Let me know. I told y'all, I can't even talk about that shit if I fucking use a different number and y'all still know what I'm talking about. They're fucking my live up now. So now somebody's saying I'm glitching. Am I glitching on YouTube too? See, it's not even worth it. It's not worth it. My videos constantly getting flagged and put down because I'm just reading to y'all what's on their website. That's crazy. But the one thing that I will say to y'all is if I'm getting flagged for giving out terroristic information, when I tell y'all about that gift that every single one of us have that we can give, what is that telling you? There's not a lie in what we're saying to you. There's not a lie in what we've read to you. This is a real thing. But if y'all get access to this, it destroys the infrastructure of their system. And that's why me and my husband are considered information terrorists. Because we're trying to free y'all. And we come in with receipts. The receipts is the motherfucking instructions that tell you it is your duty to file this form. I'm gonna leave that alone. Y'all just remember that we still do what we do. We just won't advertise it on here no more. So y'all can still come to us for the service and you still gonna get what's due to you. Just because they're trying to block us out in social media, some people that they even locked up for telling these stories. Doctors, not doctors, people who tell you about sacred plant medicine and the right kind of minerals to put in your body, all dead. But they can't kill everybody. If we all do it all at once, they can't kill us all at once. I doubt very seriously if they'll be dropping bombs on anybody anymore in this current day and age. They dropped the bombs on Black Wall Street in Oklahoma. They dropped a bomb on a Move family in Philadelphia. Information is deadly. So when I talk ebonics, you motherfuckers better figure out what I'm talking about. Because the Yamin, oh not Yamin, is worth a dozen millions, and you could funnel it through Yamin. If you do the Yamin on the 508 C18 Yamin, Yamin, fund yourself. Fund yourself. Stop trying to go to these banks. That's not going to give you what you need, even if you do qualify. It's this girl named Janice. She has a channel on YouTube. She teaches you about your land patents, right? Master's degree, own her own business, own her own house, and she applied for a business loan and was fucking denied, and her fucking credit score was over 800. Still, nigga. Always believe that. Still, nigga. Stop looking out and start looking in. If you read these forms on their website that tell you how to do this and how you can receive a refund for this action, use that shit. The IRS is your friend. The IRS is not your enemy. You just gotta read. It's a million IRS fucking forms. A million. We only telling y'all about a couple. If I was y'all, I would just randomly say, spin around the world to the computer and pick me a code from the IRS that nobody knows about that can benefit everybody. Just start asking questions. And I really hope y'all heard me on that insurance policy. Yeah, I mean, I hope y'all was able to put that shit together. There's so many actions you can take to get you out of your situation. And like I said, the lesser you go after, if you cool with like 50 grand here and there, then your remedies will be quicker and more efficient. If you are like this person right here and you going after all the bags, I don't want any motherfucking snack bags. I want the whole construction industry industrial bag of my shit. I told y'all I found 350 companies on my own trading on me. I'm going after all 350 motherfucking companies that I found. You know it's more than that. So you got to pick your battles. I am y'all just don't know. When I say I am war, I mean that shit. I mean it. When I was 19 years old, I got a sitting judge removed from the bench because he lied to me. And that's another thing I teach y'all about your networking. Make those connections with people that can actually get shit done. That judge lied to me and he played me. He made me look like a fool and it pissed me off. So I ran my mouth to somebody that was higher than him. And that person said, let me look into it. I'll handle it. And it was handled. I am that bitch. I am the one that got myself off an attempted murder charge. Pro se litigant. I got myself off. It's so funny how my baby daddy always tell his daughter how that incident happened, but I did that by myself. I didn't have nobody helping me. There was no chat GPT back then when I did that. I just am who I am. Somebody sent me an email and they said they believe in an Israelite belief and they just want to know if I have an honor code because they about to send me this money and they want to make sure they're not sending the money to a fraudulent person. The thing is, I don't want your money. If you're scared to send me your money, please don't send it. I don't need your money. Not at all. I don't need any of y'all money. But you don't get to get the deep part of me for free. The experience part of me for free. What I put out here on this social media platforms is all the free you'll get from me. Now, you can't ask me if I can guarantee that you're going to win in whatever you're executing. You know why you can't ask me that? Because I'm not you. What if I tell you every single thing to do and I show you how I did it, give you the receipts and all the documents, and you don't even send the shit off? Am I responsible for your failing right then? That's not fair to me. Your success will only be determined by your grit, your will, your ambition, and your drive. If you're lazy, you'll fail. If you're weak, you will fail. If you are a coward, you will fail. If you are easily manipulated, you will fail. And that shit ain't got nothing to do with me because I never fail. Even when I have a setback or a no. That's only, not right now, sis. Call me tomorrow. I don't stop what I'm doing. That shit has almost destroyed my marriage because I look at my husband like, you still going to work? Ew. The fuck out of here with that. These niggas, you paying yourself to work? I'm her. And I mean what I say. I'm not working for no fucking body. I will live in my car again before I go work for anybody. I mean that shit from the bottom of my core. I'm not going to stop until I've won. And my winning is specific. So I'm always going to win, even when I fail. If you fell off of something I teach you, that shit ain't got nothing to do with me. If you go to Harvard University to be a lawyer, can you do that at Harvard? I don't even know, or I'm thinking about MIT. Anyway, if you in Harvard University to be a lawyer and you go take your fucking bar exam and you fail, is that Harvard University's fault? That you can't even pass a test and we've been teaching you this high-end quality education for all this motherfucking time? Come on, man. My sister's a nurse. She failed her state bars 3 times. On the third time, I said, yo, we cannot pay this $1,000 again. You won't have to fucking pass. And she kept failing off the same shit every time. Herpes. I said, bitch, you gotta get some friends with herpes. Cause how you keep on failing off herpes? And she was like, do you know how many strands of herpes it is? But she never gave up on herself. Damn, I'm glitching miserably, they saying on TikTok. TikTok, if y'all can go to my Grounded Dolphin YouTube channel, I'm also streaming live from there, and they're saying over there that it's not glitching on the YouTube side. I'm talking too much. TikTok is blocking me. They've been blocking me for the last 7 months now. So I don't know. I hope y'all heard what was important. I really do. I'm gonna get off of here. I'm not feeling too good this morning. I gotta go deal with that. But I hope that my words help y'all. I hope my energy helped y'all. I just don't like being lied to, and I don't like my people being lied to. And my people is all people. It don't matter what race you are. We're all in the same boat. I know that people think that white is right and they get what they get, but that's not true. They burning white people too. They're burning the shit out of white people. It's even worse because it wasn't designed like that for this to take their people out too, right? But the greed machine has overwritten loyalty. So now they're getting swept up in all this shit that we, as the minority people, have had to suffer through for all of these generations. So we're all the same. We're all one people. We are going up against the corporations. That's who our enemy. It has nothing to do with class or color. There's no middle class no more. It's just poor people and people with money. You got to decide who you are.
Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.